Hi, I'm Luke Harrison and this is my sound design demo for video games. I've been using FMOD sound engine to implement sound into Unreal Engine 4. For now I've used some sounds that were free from the internet and ones that I've created. Then I've edited the sounds in Pro Tools before using them in FMOD. What I've done is used one of the levels that Epic Games have created to demonstrate different aspects of their game engine. This is the level scripting example that I took from their Content Examples pack. This is my first sound design implementation, so I've used the same session for practicing and learning about these engines. The ambience is just a very simple 2D sound placed in the level and set to loop in FMOD. The signs in the level tell the user what the level is made for and how the level scripting works. I've recorded my voice in Pro Tools, used a plugin effect to create a space theme in the level.
This example shows how a blueprint containing an event dispatcher can be used for more complex interactions. When a player overlaps,
I did reverb in FMOD so that I can change it when I need to, and used a trigger box to play the sound. I also used an FMOD snapshot to lower the other in-game sounds when the speaking is playing.
This example shows how a blueprint containing an event.
I imagined the doors to have a sort of space type sound effect. When they open, you can hear a lock clicking, a tone when the lock rotates, which was created in Pro Tools, the steam pressure release, the sliding, which has a random pitch, and finally the bump when the doors fully open. The first bump being higher pitched and louder than the second. I also added different sounds for when the doors close. As you can see, these sounds were placed along the FMOD timeline to get the timing of each sound right. They're separate so that I could attach each sound to a different component of the door. For example, the lock sound being attached to the lock on the door. I created a sphere and just used a random sand material, which I thought made the sphere look like a beehive, so I created an interactive sound so that when you get closer to the object, the sound changes. In this example, the bees get more aggressive the closer you get. I took 3 sounds and crossfaded them on the parameter screen and automated the pitch as you get closer. Before I realised I could use the built-in distance parameter and turn off the distance attenuation, I created my own and used a print string to work out the distance from the object so that I could set the parameters numbers correctly, which is why the numbers are obscure. Since I already had the sound implemented when I discovered the built-in distance parameter, I just left it as it was. The floor switch was done in a similar way to the doors. In this room, some coins appear. You have to collect these coins for the doors to open. I added a sound effect to the coins when they are picked up. This sound was created in Pro Tools. I used a character from the animation examples to add sounds to his animation. The sounds are attached to his animation blueprint and triggered using notifiers attached to the animation of the character, then triggered in blueprints. Two sound snapshots are used in this situation, one for when the player is out of the cone-shaped volume trigger. The sounds appear muffled like they would in real life. To do this, I used some simple EQ and lowered the highs and mids. The other snapshot is used for when the player is in the small room. Simple reverb is then added to the sound effects. The last thing I wanted to show was the music. I made a simple piece of music in Pro Tools to see if I could implement it into the game and make it interactive. I exported each instrument separately so that if I needed to change anything later, I could do that in FMOD. As you can see, there are 4 sections: off, low, mid, and high, one for each room in the game. I created an intensity parameter so I could set which section plays depending on what number it's set to the parameter. Using volume triggers to set the number for the parameter, the music changes when entering each room. In FMOD, I've quantized the changes to minims or half notes so that when the music changes, it doesn't cut off halfway through a beat of music, keeping the music in time and to the beat. The music also changes when you go back a room. All the sound implementations collectively bring this very simple world to life. If I spent more time on the game, I would have done things like use the correct reflection time for the various types of reverbs. I would have also used better quality sounds by looking at better libraries or recording them myself. Thanks for watching.